Hello, everybody! And we are live. That is the name of the show, and that is what's happening right now. My name is Zach Gelfand, your half-dressed host of this short-form Instagram Live little talk show that we're going to be doing probably weekly, let's say. Shout out to my sister, N. Gelfs, Nikki Gelfand, who we're going to be seeing a little later in the show for the vocals on this little parody song, Zoom, 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 Zoom. You can check it out nowhere, because I don't have a SoundCloud. I don't know. I don't really do that. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you all very much. Thanks to those who tuned in last week for the inaugural episode. I'd say it was a smashing success, and I think I could say that because it was a success because a number of random people started following me, and it's not often in the life of a human, or really in just humanity's history, that we can say that positively, that statement positively. It was a success because random people started following me. Now, I don't mean to compare myself to these next folk, but the times we have seen that, it was a gent named Jesus, a lad named Muhammad, and then about 1,400 years later, a woman named Kim Kardashian who just opened the floodgates. It's quite remarkable, social media. So thank you guys for being along for the ride here. It's been a lot of fun. But I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the elephant in the room, guys. Something happened to us this week. Something happened big this week to our country that defined us, that is going to define us. A moment we'll look back on and realize that we knew who we were before this moment and who we are going to be after this moment. It's a big moment, and of course I'm talking about the release of Tiger King on Netflix, the famed docu-series. Of course that is what I'm talking about, but, there's a lot going on there, a lot of crazy stuff happening in that world. Carol Baskins, did she kill her husband? Joe Exotic, what's going to happen with his trial? Well, or I guess everybody else's as well. But we're going to get into a lot more on that later. In the meantime, I want to let you guys know about the great show we've got coming up. You're going to hear music from esteemed DJ, Brooklyn-based DJ Don Will. And we're going to get some comedy and characters from Adam Rosengarten. It's going to be a very good time. Hopefully without the technical glitches of last week. If you joined us then, and then you saw what happened. But we're gonna see what happens this time. Because, things change. Times change, and server bandwidth also changes a lot. So let's jump to the news. Headlines this week from a segment I like to call Headlines to Distract You from the Headlines. Starting us off is a headline from the esteemed New York Times, and it reads, "Your anus ejected a giant plasma bubble. Oh, when Voyager visited." Yep, no, Uranus ejected a giant plasma bubble during Voyager's 2 visits. I hope you guys appreciate that I printed this backwards. This was a very interesting science study to take your mind off of the things literally on this Earth to talk to you about something else happening. What the story behind it is that Uranus has an atmosphere, and then it decided to get rid of some of its atmosphere. So in essence, it farted away some of its atmosphere through Uranus's Uranus. Next in the news, we have bored celebrities rally for Post Malone's virtual beer pong tournament. This is coming from page 6, New York Post. Guys, this honestly sounds so fun. Are you kidding me? Just get a couple of buds, set up a full table with 6-on-6, get a couple of ping pongies, and then play for the stakes. I mean, it just sounds like a really good time. You play with the honor code, and you kind of have a bracket style, and it sounds like so much fun. I think I'm going to try to do that with some of my friends. But the craziest part of all this, the craziest part is the last time Post Malone held one of these tournaments, there was a $50,000 prize for the winner. Now, thankfully, this tournament, all proceeds, all buy-ins are going to COVID relief efforts. But can you imagine the frat bros out there thinking about how, wanting to practice, to enter this? This is their professional gambling. This is their moment to recoup on the investment of the thousands of dollars they spent for their friends in college. Guilty as charged, myself included. Our last headline. Oh, you know it's coming up, guys. Cardi B. She's always making the headlines. Cardi B pledges to start a GoFundMe for imprisoned Tiger King star Joe Exotic. Quote, saying, "They did him so dirty. I don't even have things. If I had anything to say to Cardi B, it would just be coronavirus, and that's all I'd have to say to her. Oh, she's a gem. Cardi, you keep me young. Ugh. Y'all, like many of you, I've been looking for ways to spend the time, waste the time. What is the difference these days? But I've found myself reverting back to, bad habits, old habits, going to the dating apps. I'm on Hinge again just because, who knows? It's a fun way to just waste some time, especially nowadays. But Hinge is trying to change that. They're trying to get all of their members to embrace FaceTime dates and Skype dinners and Netflix watch party movies, all that sort of stuff. And I don't know. I'm more of a traditional guy. I like face-to-face. So I've been asking girls out, hey, you want to get dinner in 3 to 4 months? And they'll usually say, sorry, I've got plans. How's next year? Anyway, some other things to do while you're looking for things to do in a segment I like to call, Look What I Found While I Was Looking for Things to Do. These are things I found around my apartment while I wanted to entertain myself. So the first object we have here today, sort of a relic from the past. It's a SNES, a Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or maybe just an NES. I have never played this. And I discovered why, is because if you recall what it requires these guys. None of my TVs have these anymore. So this Super Nintendo Entertainment System sits on a shelf, gathering dust, looking nice, and maybe being sold as a collector's item one day. Here is the laser gun thing that you can play with it. Very interesting, very fun thing going on here. Here's the controller. You might notice it from the back of people's phone cases because that's a design thing these days. And let's check out what games we have. We have the original Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. This one I did not print backwards. Apologies, everybody. We have the original Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt, which you can check out there. And we also have some, what was it? Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime. Wow. Samus. Some real throwback games. So that's something I found while I was looking for something to do. And that's where that entertainment ended. I have also found some next relics here. These are the glasses and pipe that my brother used when he played Smee in our high school production of Peter Pan the Musical. All right. In also 90s news, Pokemon Pinball. Now, what a fun time this was. I no longer have a Game Boy Color, a Game Boy, or a Game Boy Advance. This too collects dust, but what a relic from the past. And finally here, well, not finally, ultimately, a bag of bad batteries. What do you do with them? Please, if you know what to do with bad batteries, comment, please, below, because I know you can't throw them out, but I have no idea what you're supposed to do with them. It's like the kind of recycling bins where they say single stream, but I just don't trust that that's what they're doing. All right, now here's the last thing I want to show you guys. This one is definitely going to entertain you, unlike the other ones. Here are some baby photos I found of myself. So this first one we have here, oh, that's me. That's little me digging, more like spelunking for gold there as a young tot. Our next picture here, that's just me. That's just me being damn cute. Jade, oh, that's just LL Bean, winter 98 season, just stunting. And this last one I have here, guys, this is, as I told you, Nikki Gelfand was going to make an appearance on the show. That's Nikki Gelfand, Evan Gelfand, and Zach Gelfand. Ooh, just kind of squeezing one out there at the pumpkin patch, pinching one off. And I think that's where that kind of went. Those memories were tainted. Alrighty. Someone asked me recently, Zach, do you think the more extreme crimes like drug smuggling and drug trafficking are gonna go down in this time of crisis? And I said, absolutely not. These are the kind of guys, these criminals, who make it their job not to listen to the government. They've never heeded the government before. Why start now? In fact, the president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, you've probably seen his name in a lot of headlines. The president of Venezuela was charged in New York State with drug trafficking charges and crimes this last Thursday. So, I mean, that's insane to me. If you think these guys are taking a break, then think again, because the harbors and the ports are unguarded, flights are super cheap, and no one wants to give you a cavity search right now. So go ahead, smuggle away, everybody. Make it just do it till you fall asleep. On a serious note here, the crisis had made me realize something about us a little more seriously. It's made me realize that there are two types of people in this world. There are those who believe that Carol Baskins did not kill her husband, and there are those who know the truth, all right, everybody? Because there's a lot of fishy stuff happening here. There's a lot to unearth, and I want to see what's in the septic tank, all right? I have to see. God, this Tiger King show, it's just in my brain everywhere now, and I gotta be honest, it's ruined sardine oil for me. I can't put it on anything. I just can't even enjoy it anymore. But it's been weighing on my mind. You know what? I think I've got a treat for you guys. Here's a little clip from Joe Exotic's song "I Saw a Tiger." I think you're gonna enjoy this if you haven't heard it yet.
Then stand back and marvel, what a beautiful cat. 'Cause I saw a tiger in the stand.
Yeah, I saw a tiger, and the tiger saw a man. Isn't that not the most beautiful thing you guys have heard? It's truly just a way we can bond with these wild cats, these big cats. Such a great time.